even sophisticated investors, they examine return on capital employed, or ROCE. And you argue
Yes.
that, well, the returns often have no more connection to capital employed than it has to the amount of water used or the number of meetings held.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. And successful companies add value by doing things that other people can't do as well. And that isn't the same thing as a return on capital. Obviously, companies that work and survive and thrive, these companies have to make profits. Shareholder value isn't irrelevant, but maximizing shareholder value is not what great companies do. And another example, which I use in the book, is Boeing. And Boeing, in the second half of the 20th century, made itself the world's leading producer of civil aircraft. And they produced the 737, which is the workhorse, the short-haul jet of every airline around the world. And the 747, which made intercontinental air travel possible for lots of people who never imagined being able to do that before. And they helped build a great aviation industry around that. And although it was a takeover by Boeing legally, culturally, it was a takeover by McDonnell Douglas. And McDonnell Douglas had a group of people who believed in the mantra of shareholder value. And the CEO, I think it was Phil Condit, who was one of the first CEOs after that, who said, "It is a great engineering company," he said, "but people invest in a company because they want to make money." Boeing actually recruited as a successor to him a man called Jim McNerney, who'd actually been a protege of Jack Welch's at General Electric in the US, but he missed out on the succession to Jack Welch. So he joined Boeing, and it was particularly important was that Boeing needed to compete with the Airbus 320, which is the competitive short-haul jet that has now become the best-selling plane in the world in aviation. And they decided under McNerney not to compete by designing a new model to replace the 737, which began in the 1960s, so it's now more than 50 years old. Not to replace the 737 with another new model, but to redesign the 737 to accommodate more modern engines. And of course, that was the plane that crashed in 2018, 2019, and pretty much took Boeing's reputation and the stock price down with it.